They say if you stand inside this tunnel at midnight and strike a single match, you'll hear the blood-curdling screams of a girl burned alive. And before the flame dies, you might just feel her icy hand brush against yours. Hidden beneath an abandoned railway line in Ontario, Canada, lies the infamous Screaming Tunnel. To most, it looks like nothing more than a decaying stone passageway. But locals warn, the darkness inside carries something far more terrifying. The tunnel was built in the early 1900s, originally serving as a drainage system and pedestrian underpass. But its chilling reputation comes not from engineering, but tragedy. According to legend, a young girl once lived nearby in a farmhouse. One night, her home caught fire. She ran into the tunnel, desperately trying to escape the flames, but she never made it out. Her body was engulfed in fire, her final screams echoing through the stone walls. Others claim something even darker, that she was locked inside the tunnel and set ablaze by her abusive father, or that she was murdered to silence her forever. The details shift with every telling, but one fact remains: her screams never left the tunnel. Over the decades, countless visitors have reported the same chilling phenomenon. When striking a match inside, a sudden gust extinguishes it, followed by a scream so loud it rattles the walls. Paranormal investigators have recorded strange noises, shrieks, whispers, even the sound of footsteps pacing just out of sight. Locals refuse to walk through it at night. Some claim they've seen a figure, small, cloaked in shadows, lurking at the far end. Others speak of cold spots that drain the warmth from your body, even in the middle of summer. Perhaps the most disturbing evidence came from a group of paranormal researchers in the 1990s. They entered the tunnel with professional recording equipment, determined to debunk the myth. But when they played back the tape, their laughter and casual conversation were joined by something else, the piercing scream of a young girl, echoing over their voices. Not one of them had heard it in real time. So what lives inside the Screaming Tunnel? A restless child, trapped forever in the moment of her fiery death? Or something darker feeding off the legend, waiting for new victims? The truth remains buried in stone and shadow. Would you dare strike a match inside the Screaming Tunnel at midnight? Tell me, do you believe the screams are real, or just the imagination of those who enter? A place so silent you can hear your own heartbeat. A forest where compasses spin wildly, footsteps vanish into nothing, and the spirits of the dead are said to whisper through the trees. Welcome to Aokigahara, the suicide forest. At the base of Mount Fuji in Japan lies a sea of trees so dense, sunlight barely pierces through. To outsiders, Aokigahara is breathtaking, a natural wonder. But to those who know its story, it is one of the most haunted places on Earth. For centuries, the forest carried a reputation for death. In ancient times, it was rumored to be a site of ubasut, the abandonment of the elderly to die. But in modern history, it became infamous for something else entirely. Every year, dozens of people enter Aokigahara to end their lives. So many, in fact, that authorities stopped releasing official numbers. Signs at the entrance plead with visitors to reconsider, urging them to think of their families. Despite this, the forest remains a magnet for tragedy. Visitors report an atmosphere unlike anywhere else. The trees block out wind, creating a suffocating silence. No animals stir. Even compasses fail here, disturbed by volcanic rock beneath the soil. Many who've entered describe the sensation of being watched, followed, even guided deeper by unseen forces. Hikers tell of ghostly figures between the trees, pale, expressionless faces, flickering in the corner of their vision. Paranormal researchers believe these are yurei, restless spirits of those who died by suicide, forever bound to the forest. In 2010, A documentary crew exploring Aokigahara captured chilling audio. While standing in an area littered with abandoned belongings, shoes, photographs, even letters, they recorded faint voices whispering in Japanese. When translated, the words were desperate. "Help me. Don't leave me." No one else had been there. Even seasoned investigators admitted the forest felt like it was alive, pulling at them, luring them deeper. Is Aokigahara merely a tragic place, made heavy by grief and loss? Or has the forest itself become a spiritual prison, holding the souls of the departed? For those who wander too far, the question may be answered too late. Would you step into the suicide forest alone? Do you think it's haunted by spirits, or by the darkness in human hearts? Share your thoughts below. One night inside this hotel inspired Stephen King to write The Shining. But the true story of the Stanley Hotel is far more terrifying than fiction. Perched high in the Colorado Rockies, the Stanley Hotel is as grand as it is infamous. Built in 1909, it was meant as a luxurious retreat. But today, it's known as one of the most haunted hotels in America. The hotel was the dream of F.O. Stanley, inventor of the Stanley steamer automobile. Wealthy guests flocked to its halls, marveling at its beauty. But with luxury came death. Over the decades, guests and staff alike passed away within its walls, some of whom many believe never left. Room 217 is the most notorious. A maid once died there in a gas explosion, yet guests report she still tidies the room, unpacking luggage, folding clothes, even tucking in bed sheets. Others claim to hear children laughing in empty halls. Pianos play by themselves in the dead of night. Doors slam shut without warning. When Stephen King and his wife stayed in room 217, he awoke from a nightmare of his son running through endless corridors. That vision became the seed for The Shining. Paranormal teams investigating the Stanley have captured chilling evidence. EVPs of ghostly voices calling out names, apparitions appearing on thermal cameras, shapes moving in hallways when no one was present. Perhaps most famous is the photograph of a little girl standing in the lobby during a ghost tour, even though no children were on the tour that night. The Stanley Hotel thrives today, welcoming thousands of visitors drawn by its haunted reputation. But those who stay overnight often leave with more than memories. They leave with experiences they cannot explain. If you were offered a free stay in room 217, would you take it? Do you believe the Stanley's ghosts inspired The Shining? Or did the hotel itself want its story told?